Nice run and a good one. Williams outside, 15, keeps his feet, and Williams finds the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown. On second down, here's a toss. Here is Lucas. Jalen Lucas, that great speed, keeps his feet, inside the 30. Lucas, 10, 5, touchdown, Indiana. It's Henderson cutting back and finding the end zone, touchdown, Indiana.
Welcome to episode 181 of maybe the last known as LEO podcast presented by Big Banter. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can follow me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can follow him on Twitter at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, Dubich. What's up, Brando?
Well, just got done with a 3-hour Scorsese movie that is the Boiler Express podcast. You guys can check out my thoughts on that game there.
Scorsese makes good movies. I can't imagine that podcast is any good.
That's a good one. But I'm jazzed up now. Like, I wasn't pumped about this game, but now I don't see – there's only one way that IU loses this game, and we can talk about it. There's every other way IU wins this game, and I'm excited to break it down with the ends.
Yeah. And due to the fact that I looked at my phone and had 43 text messages regarding this game, the majority of which coming from unread text messages, coming from the guy known as Producer Seth. He is on permanent suspension, well, temporary suspension, I guess, from the podcast. So he's not going to be with us tonight. You can block him, which you should do. Sooner rather than later, at Say Top 5, SETAH5. I can't imagine what he's doing on Twitter, celebrating what is one of the other worthless preseason tournaments that his basketball team has won.
Basketball games in November don't matter.
Absolutely nothing. Exactly. And yeah. So there you go. Doesn't IU hold the record or is tied with Kansas or something for most Mauis? And what does that mean for us?
God, it doesn't matter at all.
So, and it's not even in Maui, so it shouldn't count anyway. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go. He's not going to be here, which is probably good news for everybody. Also good news for everybody. Our shirts, which Brandon's wearing one of them, are on sale. They're on sale, Black Friday sale. They've been on the same price the whole time, actually, but $15. It's pretty easy. Nice little easy Christmas gift to send out the year and possibly the LEO podcast on a high. So
everyone's like, what do I get for this white elephant? What do I get for this gag gift? Get this. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
this is very, very funny.
But it's a very nice shirt.
So comfortable.
Yeah, I wear it a lot as like an undershirt. Like if I go with the quarter zip, I'll throw that in. Yeah. Piece of cake. So yeah, check that out. Again, that's BragleyProductions.com/shop or something like that, or LEO podcast or podcastleo.com. Whatever, it'll be in the show notes. Instagram, also follow us there. It's at podcast LEO. So you can look at pictures that I post with the podcast. We don't really do anything else there yet. Eventually we'll do some live stuff and record some podcasts, do some clips and all the other fun stuff whenever we get a chance, as long as our co-hosts aren't being, taken up by the other podcasts for, an hour and a half. So, check out our Patreon. It's $3 a month. I can't imagine the dumb things you people do with at least $3 a month, and you couldn't get any dumber than spending it on the LEO podcast. And what you do with that is you get 20% off your merchandise. So we're already super marked down merchandise right now. You get an additional 20% off that with an exclusive code and a free LEO podcast sticker exclusive to Patreon. So check that out as well. We will have some cool stuff going on in the off season. We have a bunch of stuff that we cannot talk about that we could put on Patreon for you guys to hear about in the off season. So
every Patreon member will get the information that we know, and none of you else will. We know stuff that others don't know.
Yeah.
So this is real. This isn't just us begging for $3. None of us need the $3.
Yeah, we don't need it.
But I know you all want to know. So do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. So there you go. And then Yeah, we'll hop right in. So we've kind of already teased it a little bit. If you guys haven't read the title, this game's about the Purdue game, which is the 12th game and final game of the season, as is tradition. We play for what's known as the Old Oaken Bucket in this game. Purdue holds the all-time series lead 76-42. Majority of that damage done with, I don't know, against coaches such as Jerry DiNardo, Bill Lynch, people like that. So if they want to hang their head high and throw a banner up for that, congratulations. Good job. So yeah, then we got 6 ties thrown in there. We haven't had one of those for a long time, but those are there. This game is going to take place Saturday, which is a traditional college football day, which we will have football tomorrow. We will have football Friday. We will have football Saturday. I believe we have college football on Sunday.
And I will be watching with Seth. And he agreed to watch a football game with me.
Yeah.
The Purdue football game with me.
Yeah. And you get to watch it in his very IU-y basement. His wife, an IU alum. This will take place at Ross-Ade Stadium in stinky West Lafayette, Indiana. It literally smells. So that's why I was saying that. Again, if it's IU football, you can find it on Big Ten Network at noon. That's what we do. Right now, Purdue given a 3.5 point line. I think it opened at 2.5. So for some reason, people are throwing money at Purdue, probably without watching either one of these two teams.
There's a reason why. There's a reason. Okay. Do we want to talk about it?
Not yet.
Hudson Card's playing.
Well, who cares?
Apparently Vegas.
I guess. I'm not sure he's worth a half. Well, I mean, is he worth a half point?
So I mean, points? I guess my point is like we saw what happened when, oh my God, Mordecai didn't play, right?
Yeah.
The line shifted. We saw when Altmaier didn't play. The line shifted. Like I think money is coming in on Purdue because Card's playing.
Yeah.
Just providing context. Providing context.
Brandon,
he's not good.
We
have the better quarterback.
There it is. I was going to say, gun to head. Who are you taking?
You're taking Sorsby.
You're taking Sorsby. Not even gun to head. You don't even, before you even get it out, I'm telling you, I'm taking Sorsby. Let's go through
3 years of eligibility left. I feel like he's been in college forever.
Card?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's how many Sorsby's got.
I know.
Well, after this year, I guess. Okay, let's go through their schedule. A super embarrassing, weird loss to Fresno State at home to open the season. Let's check Fresno State's schedule just to see how embarrassing. Yeah, they're 8-3. They're 5th in the Mountain West, if that makes a difference. They beat Virginia Tech in what was just a weird game, I think, in general. If I get it right, I believe they were up 17-0 on Virginia Tech, 17-17 at some point, and then they came back and won in a game that was delayed 6 hours due to weather. They lost to a really bad Syracuse team now. They lost to Wisconsin by 3 touchdowns.
Who beat Wisconsin?
We did. That's why I threw in the 3 touchdowns thing. But then they also beat Illinois by 4 touchdowns. And we lost Illinois. They lost to Iowa. They lost to Ohio State. They lost to Nebraska. They lost to Michigan. They beat Minnesota somehow. And beat them pretty good. And then they lost at Northwestern last week. So 3-8, just as we are. Much more impressive wins, I would say, right? At Virginia Tech, Illinois, Minnesota, more impressive than Indiana State, Akron, Wisconsin. But
you don't get points.
You don't.
Who cares?
But their losses are way worse. Way worse. Meaning like more blowout-y games than what we've had. So considering the last 2 games have come down to the final possession, and I think a total stinks because of that touchdown in overtime, but 1 possession games where we lost it on ourselves by dumb mistakes. So let's get right into what we do, and that is, if I can get back over there, we're going to break down the opponent. I don't know his name. Ryan Walters, is that his name? Head coach.
Ooh, do you want some tea? Do you want some tea? So Frank on their call, who is a Steelers fan. Frank is pretty awesome on there.
You were there forever.
Frank is a Steelers fan. We talked a lot of Kenny Pickett and Matt Canada, believe it or not. on the podcast. So it was riveting for
Sounds
Purdue fans.
awful.
He asked me, what is the perception of Purdue football from an IU football fan's perspective? Pretty good question. Pretty good question. And I asked, what are you? You have Ryan Walters, who seemingly wants to be defense, but they're not any good on defense. You have Graham Harrell, who is an air raid guy who only runs the ball. So what the hell is Purdue football? And you know what they were able to tell me?
Nothing.
We don't know. That generally they have no like they're all pretty frustrated with Ryan Walters to be fair. He hasn't come out and given them an identity. Their fans don't like him. I don't think they didn't come out and say they didn't like him, but they were openly frustrated with him. I don't think his year has went very well. I think we've been open that at least I won't speak for you. You can speak for yourself. I don't think he's a very good coach.
Oh, I've said the same thing. I don't think so either. I think he's super had a really, really good year with some really, really good players in Illinois, and he's done what you should do, except he's taken what should have been maybe a what do they call, not the Power Five, but the other five? What do they call this? Group of five. Should have probably been a group of five head coaching job, but instead he gets Purdue.
So they played the whole like, well, he's got to get his own players.
He does.
He's got to get his own players.
But he didn't bring those players into Illinois, I'm assuming.
Right.
So what players does he need to bring in?
It's scheme, and the scheme doesn't work when you don't have pro players.
Yeah, and their defense, and we'll get to their rankings here in just a minute. Their defense is one of the most confusing things I've ever had to look up in my life. It is, and we'll tell you why here in a minute. But yeah, I agree with you. Tough start. I think he needs he's probably got a 4 or 5 year contract. I think he needs maybe another year before you can totally
Where are they at
judge
in
him.
Cruton? Where are they at with Croots?
They're doing pretty good. I think they're doing pretty good.
Are they?
If you're looking it up, I'll let you do it. But I think they're doing pretty good. Now they don't have a Timmy Carpenter, and we might not either at some point.
No, he said he was still committed, at least when we lost the OC. I don't know if that.
Well, I'm talking about somebody else.
We can say it. We were pretty open.
Wait,
yeah, they are doing pretty good.
We're composite ranked 50. They're 28.
They have 5 4-stars, Michael.
Yeah, wide receiver, safety, quarterback,
4-stars.
Safety. They got a couple safeties coming in. Hitting Texas still. I don't get it. Purdue with the Texas ties is so weird to me.
Dang.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing okay in the recruiting side, but we know it doesn't mean anything.
So they have a quarterback from this opposing school in Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, it's Midland.
Hit it, Midland Lee.
Midland.
Well, this is just Midland, but in the movie, it's Midland Lee.
I want to see who this guy. This guy's a Big 12, Pac-12 quarterback. That's what it looks like. He's got Miami, had a little interest in him. I'm trying to see where he visited.
Anyway, so he's doing well in recruiting, but his first season has not went well. I think was where I was going with that one.
Yeah, if it tells you anything, Michigan State didn't even offer on this guy. They were interested, didn't offer. They
have great quarterbacks. Let me tell you.
We offered him, but we don't need him.
Who was the one Purdue quarterback that transferred to Northern Illinois? Rudy or Brock or
I don't know that one.
Lewerke.
Ryan Lewerke?
Yeah. That guy was terrible.
Yeah, he's not good. But remember the last 4-star quarterback they brought in? It wasn't Hudson Card. Malik Carr. Is he even there anymore?
Oh,
it was Malik Carr, and he just beat us as a tight end. So with a different team, not with that team. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's talk about their offense a little bit. You're going to know a lot about what their offense is going to do. I think a lot of people that listen to this podcast know a decent amount of Purdue and what they do. A weird kind of gunslinging, super indecisive, bad decision-making quarterback, but playmaking quarterback. and then a pretty good running back in Maccabee. But let's break down their
Tracy. And Tracy.
their trade. Well, whatever. We'll talk about their total offense real quick, and then I'll let you talk about some of their players. Total offense are 73rd in the country. Scoring offense 93rd in the country, 22 points per game. I went and picked out a couple outside stats we don't usually talk about, kind of where they're really bad or really good. They are 90th in the country in turnovers. They turn the ball over a lot. That's what killed them against Syracuse. That's what killed them against Fresno State. It's killed them a lot throughout the Big Ten. 18 turnovers in 11 games. That's 8 fumbles and 10 interceptions. So they do turn the ball over a lot. We, as a defense, kind of middle of the road as far as getting the turnovers. But I think that could be a big part in this game. Tell me what you know about their offense or what you learned in the last, whatever 6 hours of your life that you spent on their podcast.
Yeah, basically, I mean, they got a 2-headed monster in Maccabee and Tracy Jr. They're both seniors. I think Tracy's been in college. I think he was there when I was there. Well, Maccabee's only a sophomore. What the heck am I talking about? Maccabee will be there for a while. Maccabee's got 765 yards and 6 touchdowns. Tracy has 668 yards and 8 touchdowns. They're really good, but remind me what Blake Corum did against IU. Michael?
I don't remember.
Not
very much. Remind me what the 2 guys at Ohio State did against IU.
Not much. What did Nick Singleton do against IU?
Not much.
Not much. So like that's what the Boiler Express guys kept hammering. They're like, "What? You guys are 76 against the run."
76 is not bad.
I was like, yeah, because we lost to a Wombat, right?
Yeah,
like
a Wombat and Love kind of killed us in Illinois. But he just ran for 200 yards, I think, again this week.
Reggie Love's really good. Reggie Love's really good. So I would lean. We have more experience of our rush defense being good than our rush defense being bad. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about Burks. He's a guy that can he's got a long of 65. He can definitely, or a long of 84. He can definitely spread out. He's got 7 touchdowns on the year. He has the size of a wide receiver that we've struggled with. And I joke with that because I mean, he's small. He's only 5'10", 5'11". He reminds me a lot of Thrash from Louisville.
Yeah.
He's the guy that I'm worried about that could, Graham Harrell could scheme this up to just get him on one of our inexperienced corners, and it could be, goodbye. So, like I said, everyone's going to talk about the run game. I'm looking at the pass game as something that we need to be concerned about, only because guys named Caton Hauser and John Paddock have recently tore us up. Hudson Card is at least Caton Hauser, which should worry the IU fan base.
Yeah, but do they have the same offensive line? I think is the big problem. We knew Illinois had a really good offensive line. They've had a really good offensive line for 3 years now, right? Yeah. I'm just looking because I felt like they were really low on this. Maybe that was Illinois because I just saw Illinois. I'm trying to see how many sacks they've given up. IU 71st in the country, Purdue tied. So we've given up about 2 sacks. Both teams give up about 2 sacks per game.
So here's the thing that I found out on this podcast. They are 121st in the red zone. I feel like that is great for us because I feel like when teams get to the red zone, it's an automatic touchdown. So if they're really bad at it, that is advantage IU, right?
Yeah. So there's a funny thing here. So if you go look at third down percentage defense, so basically what you do against teams on third down, IU, I want to say they're 51st in the country, right? So they give up about 30% of the time. Pretty good. 35% of the time. It's one thing we're going to talk about here with Purdue coming up because they're the opposite. So I think where you come into the red zone part, I want to look at red zone defense. I feel like we're pretty good at red zone defense. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking a little crazy here. I am. I'm thinking a little crazy. We're not even top 50. So, yeah, man, red zone. If they struggle in the red zone, then that's great. Guess who number 2 is? Louisville, of course. God dang it. No, we're bad. We're bad in the red zone, actually. So, yeah, that's cool.
All right,
Purdue
that's
sucks.
really
It doesn't
bad
matter.
podcasting. I unplugged all my stuff.
Were you talking this whole time, or was I just talking and you were just fixing your
Technical
stuff?
difficulties. Technical difficulties.
That's okay. We'll take it. What was I going to say? Garrett Miller. Did they talk about him at all?
Not at all. Enlighten me. Who
He's a tight end, a tall tight end.
they didn't talk about him. Not a single bit.
Okay.
What's
Just
his,
the same
what's
way
his,
we didn't talk about Malik Carr last week because
so
he was irrelevant before that game. He's 6'5". He's not incredible. I think he's like the 5th or 6th leading receiver on the team.
he has 2 catches a game.
Yeah, nothing great, but it's a tight end against IU. So one thing I would be concerned about is the swing pass with Maccabee.
Yeah, he's dangerous out of the backfield. He's got
He is.
18 catches, is a long of 28.
Yeah, and Tyrone Tracy, a former wide receiver, moved to running back. I mean, the running back catching the ball out of the backfield would be a tough thing for IU. So, okay, let's move on to their defense. I can't wait to hear what they hyped up about their defense, other than the fact that they still have a Karlaftis floating around out there somewhere. Total defense 77th in the country. Scoring defense 99th. Just for perspective, you may be thinking, wow, that's terrible. They give up 30 points a game. IU 97th.
So right there.
Right there.
Same.
We
So
didn't talk about over under. Hold on. What was our over under on this game?
53 and a half. This is an over game.
Don't say the H word this week. Bet it. Don't say the H.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah, because that's what they do.
Yeah. Let me get through the stats real quick. 30 points per game. This is a good stat for them. They're 8th in the country at 3 sacks per game. So they do attack the quarterback pretty well. The one thing that they don't do is they can't stop teams on third down. Out of 133 teams, they are 106th. 44% of the time, you're picking up a first down on third down. So, Brandon, break it down.
So basically, they said their secondary is completely beat up. They have literal no linebackers left, but they have 2 edge rushers. Tell me if you've heard this stat before. I'm not a big stat guy, so it's not surprising that I haven't heard of it. But they have 2 of the top 5 edge rushers in havoc rating. Do you know that was a thing?
Yeah,
you heard of that?
Quarterback pressures and blowing
Hurries,
up plays in the backfield and stuff like that.
So they have
a football
2.
Guy.
Yeah, I mean, again, what are computers for?
Porn.
And what
players
are
play.
And players play. That may need to be on a shirt or a pin.
It could be
or
on
something or a sticker.
When we make new merch, when we make up our new name and new logo and stuff like that. That 1 year after creating a brand new logo for this one, we'll make up a shirt.
This was a trial run anyway. So they have 2 edge rushers that wreak havoc statistically. And they think they're just going to be in the IU backfield all day. They think Brendan Sorsby's a good guy. They like what they see, but they think he's just going to be uncomfortable all game. He's not going to be able to get into rhythm, and IU's just not going to be able to score, which is hilarious because IU goes over in every single game. So, but that is something we're going to have to watch. It's going to be a challenge for our tackles for sure. We're going to have to chip with Archer. We're going to have to chip with Bamba. We're going to have to chip with Trey Walker. We're going to have to keep a running back in the block. I'd love to get Henderson out there in
Henderson.
space with the ball.
Yep.
I'd love to get Howland out there in space with the ball, but they're
Yep.
probably going to have to stay in and block because the edge rushers is literally all they have on defense.
I'm trying to find where they are rushing defense in the country. IU 70th. We give up about 154 yards. So like right dead center in the middle.
With the schedule we play for, that's incredible.
They're like top 50, I think, in rush defense.
Because they've played nobody.
Outside of Minnesota. Yeah, they're 49th at 141. So what 10 yards? And 10 yards separates 30 spots. You know
let's
what
see
I mean?
Let's see how they did against Michigan. Let's see how they did against Michigan. I don't know.
You pulling it up?
I am.
I can pull it up. It's up to you. Dude, ESPN, by the way, your favorite stat, your little matchup predictor, your percentages,
I know.
61%.
Cool for 69. So they actually did hold Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards to very little as well.
Yeah, but they still got smoked, didn't they? Just like we did.
So did we.
So did we.
Let's see what they did against Ohio State. Yeah, they let Dallin Hayden run all over him.
Yeah. 76 yards from him. And how many total rushing yards did they give up? I don't know.
Well, Kyle McCord sucks because Kyle McCord sucks.
Dude, people love Kyle McCord.
I don't get it. Jinx.
I don't get it either.
Give me a shot.
What about Minnesota? What did Minnesota do to him? Not a whole. I mean, maybe they're half decent. Garrett Miller had a good game against.
Good. We're not going to be interested in running the ball anyway. Howland's going to get 4 or 5 yards of carry anyway. It doesn't matter.
God, dude, Minnesota gave up 353 yards on the ground. 353 yards. Both their running backs, 8.1 and 9 yards per carry.
It's not bad.
Could you imagine? How is PJ Fleck still there? Because they're 7-5, I think, right?
Because he's a clown. Well, they can't be 7-5 because they only played 11 games. They're 5-6.
5-6. So they'll be bowl eligible somehow, maybe. Yeah, they'll squeeze in, or maybe they'll just be right outside. Who knows? Who cares about Minnesota? Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's enough about their defense. Let's move on. IU players to watch. Who are you watching on offense?
So since they have no corners, they got no safeties.
No safety.
Donovan McCulley is going to go off for 150.
In the first half again?
9 catches for 153 yards. 2 tutties.
I legit think that was his first half stats against
Illinois. Yeah. That's who I'm watching because he is just so much fun to watch.
I'm going to watch the other guy. I'm going to watch EJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch EJ Williams. I do think that they're going to try to focus on stopping McCulley. But what they don't know is that there's a 5-star wide receiver on the other side of the field in EJ Williams that's starting to put it together. I mean, I'm telling you, I called the play when it happened. He had 1 catch very early on against Indiana State, got hit helmet directly to his hand, out for a long time. People forgot about him, right? And then comes back on. He has one little slow game to kind of get back into it, and then boom, 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 boom. He's sneaking in. He's always the second best receiver, right behind McCulley. He's gonna have a big game. If they can't guard 2 giants on the outside, there's just no way. Giant athletes. I'd like to see I'd like Howland too. I think Howland was initially going to be my pick, but just switched there at the end. But Trent Howland, I could see having a big game too. So, who are you watching on defense?
I mean, for me, it's got to be in the secondary, and it's got to be Phil Dunham. He had some really good moments against Michigan State, and he had some complete horrendous run-ins with Michigan State. He let Carr, or not, it wasn't even Carr, it was the other guy, the wide receiver that bounced off of him.
Montrez or something. Yeah.
So Phil Dunham, for me, he needs to have a bounce back game. We saw Aaron Casey have a bad game against Rutgers and then bounce back. So I need Phil Dunham to anchor down the back end.
I'm going Andre Carter. We need an Andre Carter game. and I think this might be an Andre Carter game. I think I can just see him I can just envision it right now. Him literally devouring Hudson Carr 4 or 5 times. Like Hudson Carr comes, he sees him coming like this way and just does one of those things where he shrinks and kind of falls down at the same time while being sacked or eaten. Um, yeah, I'm gonna watch Andre Carter on this one. Cool. Let's wrap that part of the podcast up real quick, and then we'll get on to randos and bets. Randos. What do you got?
All right. So for me, this is the first time I will have ever watched a IU Purdue football game with a Purdue fan. How should I behave?
Like you would at my house. It's no different. It's Seth. He's not gonna he might give a couple fist pumps. He's not gonna over the top like scream or whatever, but like you should 100%. You're in an IU house. He doesn't run that house. His wife does.
Yeah, I mean, he literally had to ask her if I could come over.
Yeah.
I felt like that was like someone asking their mom, and I was like 8.
Yeah.
He's not on here to defend himself. That's a little.
He's not, but it's true.
Okay, cool. How important is this game? I'm gonna name off people. How important is this game to Brendan Sorsby?
Oh my goodness. I didn't think we were gonna go here. Dude, I think there's a lot of underlying things here that could mean whether or not it is important or not. I think
yes,
because he's an absolute gamer, every single game is important to Brendan Sorsby. So massive. Rub.
I would say also everyone, when you go 3-8, you should be playing for your job. I think he can solidify him as he's the quarterback going into next year. You got to think if some things happen, he may not be guaranteed to be the starting quarterback. I think this game is massive for him. How big is this game for Rod Carey?
Doesn't matter.
Agreed. 100% doesn't matter. How important is this? We're 2 for 2.
I think it's big. I think it's big for him personally because he is an IU guy. He went to IU. We know like the rivalry part of it in him is big, but for his job, his career, no, it's not.
How important is this game for Tom
Allen? Too little, too late. Damage is done. I do think, and I swear to God, if Seth says it in text or in voice one more time, I'm going to slam my head through my desk. I do think today or that game needs to be a write off in the sunset.
Bon voyage.
Yes. Hey, listen, we are going to part ways, but you've just won the bucket. You do it however you want to do it, and we'll step back. But I do think that this is so to answer the question, it's big. I do think it's a big game for him. Do I think it's going to save his job? No. But is it a big game? Yes. I mean, it's a big game for me. We're effing, I didn't say it. We're effing 3-8. It doesn't matter.
That's where I'm going.
Huge,
so we finally
bro.
differ. I think if you ask Tom Allen, he'll give this game just important as every other game. This just another game.
No, but deep down, personally, it's a huge game. That's a big game.
I think it's massive for Sorsby. I think it's irrelevant for Carey. I think it's same old for Tom Allen.
I just think you got to think of context because both those two people are IU people. Tom Allen, an IU person, Rod Carey, an IU person, right? One played, one grew up in it, right? When did he go? Tom Allen went to IU, right? Graduated.
I don't think so.
IU. I'm pretty sure
so.
he did. Pretty sure. We'll have to check. But either way, they're both IU people, right? So this game's big for all IU people, right? Whether you're in the program, outside the program, don't even pay attention all year and say, oh, man, we're 3-8. That stinks. But hey, we're playing Purdue. I really care about this, right? It's a big game in that.
You just stole my last one.
Uh-oh.
How
it's a big game in context.
How important is it? I got 3 more people. Let me get through this.
Go ahead.
How important is this for Scott Dolson?
He doesn't care.
Nope. And that's
No,
what is
he does
wrong
care.
with IU.
Hold on. He does care because it's a trophy game. That's the only reason he cares, because he can put another trophy in his IU trophy case. His personal. I was an athletic director when we won the Oaken Bucket. I think he cares for the cosmetic part of it, not so much about like the bragging rights or
I got a subset
part.
question for
Mhm.
you.
Mhm.
Is there 100%? Is there 100% chance he knows when this game kicks off?
Yeah, I think he'll be there. I think he'll be there.
Okay. How important is this game to you? You have Purdue friends.
It's huge. It's huge because this will be. I thought I was going to be watching it with you, and then the wife drops that we are going to her family's thing on Saturday, and
It's devastating.
If I'm trying to think of Purdue, two of her three uncles are Purdue graduates. Her dad, Middle Tennessee State, her other uncle, Rose Holman. So it's pretty big because I'm going to be around a decent amount of them. But last time I watched the game at this particular house, was our iced out game. Nate Sudfeld, Divine Redding, total blowout game. Maybe we'll get the same thing.
Yeah, you haven't lost well there. So,
well, knock on wood.
Last one, and I want you to answer this for me. How important is this game for me?
I think it's pretty important. I mean, to rate it out of a 1 to 10, I think it's just as important. Let's put it in a basketball context. So through the first 5 games of the schedule for IU basketball, this is not as important as the UConn game was for you, but as important as the Louisville game was for you.
I think that's fair. Like
a 7.5.
I would say it is marginally important only because it keeps players here. I think
you've got all year after that, Brandon. All year. Because
I think it's so vitally
they're not going to a bowl.
I think it's so vitally important for these players that you and I, and I'm sure most of IU fans want to stay in this program. I'm really worried if we go out there and get dollywopped.
I don't think we will. I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be an ESPN classic of 3 and 8 teams. I think it's going to be a great game. Well, it'll be a fun game to watch. Will it be a great game of football? Probably not.
Should we get into Brando's bets then?
Yes. Let me finish the point real quick.
Okay.
Winning this game, no matter what happens afterwards, it does actually. What happens afterwards is huge as well. But winning this game makes it so easy the rest of the year because they're not going to a bowl. That's guaranteed, win or lose. But if you win this game, you've got bragging rights until September, whatever, or August 2024. You're fine. You're right off into the sunset. You let whatever happens, but you've won the game. You got the bucket. Nobody can tell you anything else. Whatever, we're 4 and 8. Who cares? You're 3 and 9, you effing losers, and you don't have your bucket anymore.
Ryan Walters loses to Tom Allen. That's that's my headline.
Yes.
Purdue's first year coach loses to lame duck coach.
Yeah, and if he doesn't,
did I just say that? Did I just say that?
Do we let Seth on the post game? If IU wins, I don't think we do either.
No.
Because he's going to say this right off into the sunset thing again.
Yeah, it was lose for us.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's do the bets.
All right, so you guys already know this is an over game. It's an over game. But for me, I'm going to do it one more time. I've lost or I've won. I've lost. Plus 136. You bet IU money line. Plus 136 because there is no strength of Purdue's that we can't match with a strength.
I agree. Do you have more? I was going to do something.
Other than potentially coaching, which is huge. But we all agree Ryan Walter stinks. So there's no advantage. So if you want to swing IU money line. If you want a safe bet, a lock bet, something that'll get you through the rest of the day, take over 53.5. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Like a lot of points scored in this game.
Are you ready for... Oh, why can't I get a... Hold on. I gotta piece it together as a parlay. Okay. Do you have any more bets you want to talk about?
That's it.
That's it? Oh, you can't do this to me. Single get. All right, let me do it. I'm just...
Well, I know we're not going to get touchdown props. We didn't get touchdown props last week. There's no way we're getting touchdown props this week.
Okay, here's... we do get touchdown props, but I can't put it together in a... Maybe you have to compute it for me. Okay. Because I can't put it together in a single game parlay, but this is what I'm going to put together real quick. If you take the IU money line plus 136.
Yes.
Brendan Sorsby over 1.5 touchdowns plus 110. And then give me receiving yards. I said EJ Williams, give me over 41.5. That's minus 115. And rushing yards from Sorsby. And I'll explain this why. Give me over 30.5 rushing yards from Sorsby, minus 125. So you're probably sitting around
700-800.
What's that?
700-800.
7 or 8. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Dude, Purdue, I watched a little bit of that Syracuse game. That was probably the only little bit of Purdue that I watched. They get torched by rushing quarterbacks, by mobile rushing quarterbacks. They get torched. The Wombat would have had 300 yards rushing against Purdue this year. I'm just saying, watch out for that. We didn't talk about that. Those are my bets. If you want to go through it again, EJ over 41.5, Sorsby over 1.5 throwing touchdowns, IU money line, Sorsby over 30.5 yards rushing.
Sprinkling the over in that too.
Well, you can throw the over in too, yeah. I mean, if you're getting over 41.5 receiving from EJ and over 30 yards rushing from Sorsby, you're putting up some points. So, okay, let's get into predictions and then we'll be done. Seth went way out on a limb, way out. His original prediction. By the way, all three of us preseason took this as a loss, thinking that Purdue was going to be really good or at least halfway decent. They're not. So Seth had this originally as Purdue winning 21-20. He has since changed in his 76 text rant that he sent earlier today with his new updated prediction of Purdue winning 22-21. He literally added a point to each one of the teams, and that was what he got. So Brandon, original prediction, Purdue 22, Indiana 18. What's the new prediction?
Well, since we don't have a kicker, sadly, I had to watch Chucky Campbell just knock in Tennessee field goals all game last week, which wasn't enough against Georgia. We're not walking off with a field goal. We're walking off with a touchdown. 31-27. Purdue gets a Hail Mary from like the 38-yard line. Gets batted down by Donovan McCulley. You have Donovan McCulley playing in the end zone. He knocks it down.
He did it against Wisconsin.
The win. Exactly. Yeah. That is how the game is going to win. And 31-27 58 total points. IU wins. And it's not because of Tom Allen. And it's not because of Matt Guerreri. And it's not because of Rod Carey. It's because Brendan Sorsby just drags his you-know-what all over West Lafayette. I am fully on the Brendan Sorsby train. Dude's a stud. Cannot wait for 3 more years of him, while the Boilermakers are stuck with 3 more years of Hudson Card.
Yeah. Not so fast, my friend. I do think we kick some field goals. I do think it's a decent bounce back game for Mr. Freeman. Original prediction for me, IU losing 22-24. I think we win this game. I think we win this game 34-31. Lots of points. Walk off. Maybe
many
this goes
points
to
in this
OT.
game.
Maybe it goes to OT. 34-31. We got to have at least one field goal.
So they kick the field goal and we score a touchdown. That's
you know
how
what?
you
Maybe
get
we don't kick
win.
a field goal. You know what? I take it back. 28-28 going into into overtime. They kick a field goal. We walk off with a touchdown.
There we go.
Peyton Ramsey 2019 style. Except this time it's Brendan Sorsby sneaking it in. There it is. IU wins. There we go. All right, final statements. I don't have any. Brandon, you got anything?
Final statement, guys. Thank you so much for staying with us all season. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to talk about it. It wasn't easy to read about it. Honestly, we do this stuff, half of it for our own sanity, half of it for you guys. This is the last preview podcast of the year. It will only be Sunday or Monday podcast for the rest of the year. Thank you for another season, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Yeah, I repeat what he said for sure. I will retweet that, as they say, as the kids say, right? I don't know what they do anymore. I have no idea. Yeah, super appreciate it. We will have more and more as we have throughout the years. It's been years now, so 3 years officially since we've been doing it. So we'll continue to add to it and continue to hopefully add to you guys listening and the other fun stuff we get to do. So yeah, be sure to check out our pod on Twitter, Instagram at Podcast LEO, especially this weekend. I think it'll be pretty hot on the Twitter. Be sure to follow our partner at Big Banter Sports for all the latest updates on everything involving the Big Ten, all the other podcasts, as well as Brandon's podcast that he did with Boiler Express.
Nailed it.
It is. I don't know what their handle is. Probably at Boiler Express, but you can just search it. And there's a bunch of other stuff. As I said it last time, I think they put out weird power rankings, which are fun. Composite top 25s and Big Ten power rankings as well. So be sure to download, rate, review, and follow on all of our platforms, and join us on Sunday or Monday, depending when we decide we want to do it. When we recap IU's bucket win and we send off the season and maybe other things into the sunset. So until then, we will we'll just say MIFA.
MIFA. Also, I told them make Indiana football fun again, and they're in. They're in.
They're in.
All right.
Fits with other stuff. Whatever. Doesn't matter. See you later. Bye.